Okay, so far no one's joining this Zoom, so I am going to close. This is 11:43. Let me close this at 11:44.
It's not a group project, right? Because
No, it is not, right? Okay, since I know not only one, but some of you uh, may need a little more guideline about your proposal, project proposal. Your deliverables should be on iPhone app. So app should be running, provide some features that you want to solve. So you need to find out what you want to do. There are lots of the apps available. So you can get some hint from the apps already available. Or you can create, or you can repeat something that already available. For example, hotel reservations. Then you need to set up your cloud and get some data from your cloud to your iPhone apps to display. So there could be maybe two kinds of users, hotelier and customer, right? Some of the travel assistant app. So what kind of apps are you interested in, Samrat?
actually, I was thinking about creating an app. Uh, Pretty much, I'm just trying to create a. Because like, if I start thinking, it could be really big, and then I might not have enough time. So I'm trying to make a bare minimum that would give me a passing grade. I was thinking maybe like a login page, and then few features inside the after you get in. Uh,
So what kind of
uh,
features?
I haven't thought about it. I'm just thinking like logging page and then three or four more pages inside, maybe like a messenger app, messaging application like
Message,
that.
message
Yeah,
uh, management, like uh,
messenger.
SNS,
Yeah,
SMS. Okay,
messenger.
that's fine. Yeah, that type of things. Yes, I'm not is thinking of building SMS. Then there are not just sharing messages, but those messages needs to be stored.
Yeah,
Stored where? Uh, uh, Maybe in the cloud. Uh, yeah, that type of things that you have to exploit. There are uh, a few ways that you can manage the messages. One of the good ideas is, for example, our messengers, WhatsApp, for example, when you send the messages, then usually they don't let you know whether the recipient read it or not, right? So, but actually, the the server knows that, right? Server knows whether a recipient reads, open it, and read, so that it can be one extra service. Um, One of the messenger program that I am using that tells me quickly. So when I send messages, uh, then on red, right? If the recipient read it, then that flag disappeared. That type of things is one extra service that you may think of. But there are many other services that you can add. I don't, yeah, like you said, you don't need to do, yeah, you can plan the big picture, but you cannot implement a whole. On your proposal, you can describe a whole, and then you can say, hey, this is the small portion that I want to implement. that type of proposal is ideal for this class.
Okay.
If you say, hey, this is everything that I want, make it small, then it may not help you much compared to the other case. So I want you to make some embassies through this class. So hopefully you can take this prototype to your future project, not only for this class, but future. So this class, I wanted to use as a some of the is it the right word? Seed bed. Some of the like the field that you make a small size of bed that you put the seed first and then grow a little bit. Then you can transplant into the bigger land. So this is a small seed bed so that you can sprout out something from this class. Okay, there's one thing. Any other questions related to that?
Because I don't know if you said that. Did you say like you're gonna provide us the cloud or something, or the server for the application at the start of the semester?
For my not cloud, I have cloud on my own, paying. Usually they charge $40, which is not really expensive. Google, $40 per month. Without not much using, still I'm paying. From time to time, I'm using this. Yes and no. Yes means I can, if you give me whole design, the ready to install, then I can do it. But if you ask me to install the create database and everything, then it's not fair. It's not possible, right? So what I'm saying is, if you give me, for example, SQL, DDL statements, and also PHP programs that I can help you test whether that PHP program can fetch data from back-end database to send back to your iPhones. That I can do. I can make it work if you start all the code. There may be some bug. Still, I can help you, but I cannot do the coding on behalf of you. Okay, so if you do that much, and also that is your asset, technical asset, you can take it when it is a complete, successfully run, then I can download everything for you to carry with you. So, yes and no.
Okay, so for the messenger, I actually have an alternative. So I could actually send the messages through push notification, right? But when you do that, sometimes if you send like 3 or 4 messages, the first one or the last one would only be appearing in the app. Is that something you'd be okay with?
If you have some rationale of the services, yes, why not? Everything possible. Everything can be manipulated using computer and also database. So nothing impossible.
No, but like
That's
in
what
the
I'm saying.
push notification, let's say I send
Yeah,
a
it's
hi,
possible. Yeah.
I send a hi, and then next time I say what's up. So when the user who I send it to, they might just see the first one or the last message, not both.
Fine, yeah.
That's fine.
Your program, right?
Yeah, I'm a program.
Yeah, you
like,
can.
Is that
Right.
fine with you? All right.
I'm not sure. You have to describe the rationale. In what case that is very useful, rather than showing everything. Okay. Then there's new services.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, but sometimes I guess you have some reasons that you make it, right? That you want to make it. I want to hear that from you.
And last question. In your syllabus, you said to use 15 resource papers. We don't have to do that, right?
15 what?
Resource papers. That's what
Research.
you said
Oh,
in syllabus.
the reference.
Yeah, references.
References. You need, yeah. Yeah, nothing can be done from scratch.
But you'd mostly be using ChatGPT and.
But fine. Oh, chat.
Yeah, if you use ChatGPT.
Then ask chat GPT the reference. ChatGPT can do. Yeah, you can get. It could be from the internet resources, fine. Formal articles, fine. But not saying from ChatGPT. ChatGPT, how much do you trust ChatGPT? Usually technical answers are, I think, 90% accurate. But if you're asking some real private data, then I think 90% wrong.
No, the thing is, I write my own syntax, but I just use ChatGPT to correct it.
Oh, you don't need to put a reference for that, right? Why you need that?
Yeah, because
some of the technical foundations that you use that you need. For example, push notification, then there's lots of articles. The push notification is not something that you designed, right? And you happen to know, so you link push notification articles to support your work.
Okay.
It is a support. It's not.
I guess I could just put the Apple's website.
Right, yeah, right, yeah. Apple's a website, fine too. If you point to specific data or articles or web page.
Yeah, because mostly I'm going to be using the Apple's.
That's fine too. Yeah.
So it might not be 15 exactly. So that's what I'm worried about. It might be less than.
Don't worry about 15. There's a more or less. But if you want to make it formal, then I think it's about 15 at least.
Okay.
But if you put, for example, 2 or 3, then I discourage. I encourage you to get more. Okay, 2 or 3 references are not really enough. But maybe 10, yeah, fine. Although I said 15, right?
Okay, I understand. I think that's all my questions.
Any question from Virginia? About we're talking about the project. Good. Okay, let me explain something that what has happened to me. If you know something, then I take it because it's not resolved at all. Around, I think I live not far from here. Take about a few stops from subway. So I was trying to pack up my stuffs to come to the classrooms, and around 10:30, I got a call, 212. So I ignored. Usually I ignored if I do not know. But if I get the ring from the same number immediately, then probably this is somebody is looking for me. It's not really machine calling. So I take the phone and then he said it's calling from Chase Bank. And he said, have you tried to open 2 additional accounts? So why should I open 2 other checking accounts? Never. And he asked so many other questions. Anybody you know, anybody of your families, anybody says, no. And finally he said, actually, in order to open 2 additional checking accounts and then send money from my checking accounts to that new accounts, through jail. And he said, he gave me a case number, and he switched me to jail. And someone came from jail. That person has an accent. So I talked to him, and he asked me to open Chase Bank. He asked me to, on the web page, he asked me to open jail, and what is the activities that you see, the recent activities from my jail. So I read some of those, and so, okay, good, because you do not have two cases, a $3,000 jail transfer and $2,000 jail transfer, because I created 2 additional checking accounts. That's what I heard from Chase, and this time I'm working with the jail, and jail guy says, okay, then I'll help you to find out. And he explained how to open accounts. Why? So he said, I'll let you know how to cancel once it is open. Okay, so I put some and name for that was some of the name, Ali Charles.
I don't even know.
But anyway, the Chase banker gave me the case number starting with the JPM. And after that, I realized that the 9-digit numbers, 10 numbers. The guy from jail asked me to enter that number as a phone and create jail recipient accounts. So I open it. Something not really. Why that person asked me to, right? Why do you ask me to create this? I'll let you know how to cancel. I know how to cancel. And I open it, and then I immediately cancel it. And I realized that case number, 617-501-0943, that is the phone number. And asked me to open an accounts.
Yeah.
Once it is done, then they send them out money from me. But all of a sudden, when I talked to that person, it's already 11 o'clock. So, oh, I got to go. Can you stop the talk? And I was confused, and I tried to think, why I need to rethink all the procedures, and okay, rather than calling, I need to, after this class, I need to stop by one of the branch offices and talk to the person to see that case number is the number that they created.
Yeah, you're definitely targeted. Yeah.
Yeah, why
Senior
jail?
target.
Right.
I guess they know you're a really old senior. Like usually those people, they target seniors because their minds, I mean, not you, but like in general, their minds work slow.
I agree.
That's why. I mean, they would never call. I know banks, they never call for this. If they do, like you probably have already received a text message and email as well from Chase saying that's.
So they sometimes they do. For example, if I send a big money to not through Zelle, but transfer money, big money, then they try to confirm if it is really your intention. Yeah, only that. not this kind of things. It was really appreciate if the Chase helped me to protect myself, because somebody tried to hack. They use that scenario to contact me. I know that is the way that they can open the channel with the victim first. So the victim try to rely on that person. Hey, but please help me.
I'm curious. I'm more curious about the Zell part. Like,
Right, Zelpad. Yeah.
that's
While I was
curious,
working
like-
with that person,
But
who are you? And
you
he
didn't have
gave
to
me
work
his
with
number.
Zell.
His number means his name, and he said, "Yeah, they try to make me convinced. So they give me all their information, but I do not have enough time to verify while I am talking with that person, right?
Okay, I have a question for you. I mean, this is a bit personal, but like, did you create Zell from the Zell account, or did you just link with your Chase?
Only from
Or
Chase,
usually that's what people do.
right?
Yeah, so then you don't even have to talk to Zell.
Right. And also, Zell guys asked me to open.
You never have.
Zell guy does not know, so open your bank accounts. What banks? Whatever the bank. You transfer. Some banker transfer this call to me. I am at jail. So, so they do.
That's a scam. That's 100% a scam.
The one that I is suspecting, case number, JPM dash, and then a 10-digit number. There is a phone number that the guy helped me to create an account, jail account. I mean recipient accounts.
So, what I usually do is when I get a call from bank, I pick it up, and they say they call me from bank, and then I just, you know, end the call, and I myself call the bank and ask them if there's an issue. I never listen to the person who calls me back,
That is a good idea. Yeah.
because that's always going to be a scammer. So like it's better.
But
if you
usually,
call them.
like you said, the older person
Yeah.
we
Yeah, no, but
frustrated first. I
try
mean,
to
embarrassed
protect
so
you.
much, and then I need to find out what has happened to me.
they try to get you anxious, and then,
Right? Yeah, anxious. Yeah.
and then they got you there.
Okay. So a little bit, my heart beating so fast still. All right, let's calm down a little bit and let's do the work. Today we'll do, we'll continue to, I'll start from the app that we started the last week. Well, actually, I want to start the app that I ask you to do for your homework assignment. One of the cases, right? Case one, where there is a inheritance. Case two, only two classes available. Then how they can bind. So I will use them. So that is a Swift UI. Today we'll do internet access. Okay. Right. So when you are trying to see what you want to use, for example, at state protocol, or at binding, or at StateObject, at ObservedObject, those four are very related but easy to be confused. In such a case, you have to see the factor that you have to verify is the ownership. Who owns? Okay, so as I said, two ways. So one way is inheritance hierarchy. I would say inheritance hierarchy. And the other case is there's two different views, okay? Two views. If it is a hierarchy, then there's a parent node and child node. Child can inherit all the properties from the parent. Here in this case, we have to think of two things. The template structure completely inherited by the child. What about the object itself? What about the instance? Instance anyway shared, right? Because this is in the view of a parent. The other is in the view of child. But they are talking about same object. For example, we are talking about student. Then student last name, first name, phone number, address. Those are maybe stored in the parent node. And then in the child node, student GPA, student, for example, text filing. Those are all associated with the child node, although they are parent and child hierarchies. So with having the GPA and text filing properties which are defined in the child node, because a child is a subclass of a parent, child can still inherit first name and last name, address, phone number. So child can get all those properties: first name, last name, address, phone number, which are inherited from parents, plus two additional, which are solely defined at that child. That is the inheritance. What about object? Object, same person. My first name and last name, that appears in the parent. My the GPA and text filing at the child node. But they are talking about the same objects. Same object that can be stored separately, one part at the parent, another part at the child. So child has whole ownership of not only GPA and text filing, but also first name, last name, address, and phone number. And parent also owns first name and last name, phone number, and address. That is the inheritance hierarchy. The two views. So here in the view, we can say, hey, I want to, there's some property, then I allow this to use the other. Let's say this is a child. So child can see this property. So child can work on this property. So if child change anything, then that updates happens only at the place where it is owned. So ownership is not transferred. Ownership is still here. But this child can see it, can change it. That is this case. So we did this last week. So I'm going to bring up the project that we did last week. Okay. And remind you. This is what I ask you to do for your homework assignments. This is the case of today. I'm going to focus this case only. Okay, second case, not the inheritance case, but the other case, like binding case. So parent has views, and the property name, only one property. And I call that at state because it can be updated. Otherwise, without this is a static. No. This cannot be changed. In the body, this is how you can display. Text, and in this parent display, we ask, hey, parent can use the name that I create, that owned by me, and I said here $main. So this can be bound by someone else here. So I call it friend rather than child, and that exact same name, I bind it. Okay, this guy says, hey, my friend can use my property. There may be multiple friends available, but one of the friends says, hey, I want to bind it. So binding. After this kind of protocol set, then that name can be changed. The way that I show you the change is using the text field. So text field is nothing but, this is like action, actionable, the GUI. So showing that in this emulation. So the view says vertically, binding data between views in text. So I set the font size, and the next text is parentheses. So parentheses, and name is his own property, right? Name. And then after that, friends, I ask friends to do whatever that friends can do. So when I come here, friends also has the view. So this view can appear the next. And it says text field, so that we can enter something, right? That name, this is simply, I think this, yeah. And the real actual data that can be affected by this text editing is this. So this guy is the variable. Then take the user enter, right? So this is the dollar name, which is bound to here name, bound to name here, which is name there. That is a state. So it can be changed. Initially mercy. So mercy appears here. Below this friend action, there is a text. Now a parent can see name. Of course, this is everything here is at the place of parents. So we'll see when I change this mercy, that is now taking place at the friend, not the parent, at the friend. This text field only the action that can be taken at the friend view. And when I change this friend view, the value here, because it is binding to the owner's property. So when I change this, it can be changed as well. So when I remove, delete some, it can be changed, right? So for example, Morgan, right? Can be changed. Chase Morgan. That's what. So this was what we have done for the homework assignments. From there, the lesson that we are going to learn today is little advanced. What I want to do here, if you see the work that we done last week, we are working on only one property, but there could be more than one, right? Because when we describe a friend, I mean a parent, whatever that view, we could have a multiple views, multiple the field, the multiple variables that we want to say. In that case, so rather than one value in string, I want to see everything that associated with this. We call that objects, right? If it is object reference, what should we do? So Swift make them available in different way. If it is only single value, then we can use state and binding. If you want to use a shared model means in this case the data. Okay, it's a multiple data. You can think of objects. An object can be constituted with multiple values. So this is multiple values, or this is a object reference. In that case, we use state objects or observed objects. So next slide here. So class that conform to observable object. So we need to say we need to declare observable object. When I say here, friend, oh, I am observable. Okay. Observable, that class can act as a shared model. Model means data. When a property inside of a class changes, then automatically updates any views that observe that data. So we say, hey, I am observable. This is like a parent. I said this is observable. There are many other views. They want to still share this, and then we say here, observed. So this view can say, I am observed. I have something observed. This guy said, I have something observed. I have some object reference observed, some object reference observed. Because it's something that is observable. So this is that case. If we use the state objects, this is the case of inheritance. When you do inheritance, then, as I said, we create some variables here. We create some variables here. These variables, although it is created there, it can be inherited. Therefore, once it is inherited, that structure is owned by this. Created and ownership and creatorship both are available in this state object. Okay, this is a typical inheritance hierarchy. The features. On the other hand, if you want to share only, so ownership still remains by the creator, but all others who want to share, then they can still share. And whoever change it, it can be observable. So every other the classes can be able to get that values. So it's not owned. Okay. So to make it, so we first make a model, which is we call the parent model. Okay. So I want to see here. Not only that, I would say here, rather than friend, yeah. Okay. I want to create. No, class. Create a class called parent, or the parent data or parent model. How come this guy hear my voice? Remember that I said model is not about data. This guy showed me data. They are the same. And then this model should be observable. And I said publish a name. And then I would say, you have to publish, otherwise the other guy cannot see it, right? You have to publish it. Publish and variable. So not only one value, we can make more. So string and equals, I would say, cyber. And then another published variable, and let's say field of interest. It could be string, but I would say a set of string, so that I say a set of the array of string like this. And initially I put there, let's say what is my interest? Music. Not music. Say security, cyber security, cyber security. Maybe AI. What else? I put here security, Linux. Fine. Yeah. Linux. That is my model. So what kind of error this guy would say here when I do this? No, we have to do import, combine. Oh. Published. This is good. So this is nothing but data. We say my comment. This part is nothing but view. As it said, it is view, right? So let's see, we check the shared models. And I explained here observable object. What is it? Allows SwiftUI to observe changes. So when you declare this, published, therefore it can notify Swift, not UL, UI, my typo, when the variable changes. And this is important. Any view observing this model will update automatically. Any view observing this, so that you can, in our case, friend here. Okay, somewhere here, friend view. And after that, we need to make a parent view. Right now, parent has only, we said, we declared that is only only one value, right? So I want to make it a multiple. Therefore, the reference. Then we need to say object. So state object variable. And then rather than having this variable name, I would say model or data. And that comes from parent model that I defined already here, right? Parent model, I defined it. So this model. To access any one of those, then we can say model.name, model.major, model.field of interest. So dot notation is needed. Like here, then this should be model.name. No, not model, small model. Model.name. Same thing here. Model.name. Model.name. So let's see what happens a little bit. Right? Because we said here mercy, right? It comes from here. If you see here model that's what is the other major? Then you can see cyber here, right? The above mercy. So we know this observable is defined. Observable data is defined and now viewed at the parent only. We don't do anything, somebody who wants to share. This guy is now important. Others, fine here, right? What I want to do here, therefore, text, not only this, we can say here parents name and then text major. What's that? And then friend here. And then this is not name, but model. Model is a model. We send them only the model itself. Therefore, this guy should, this is not working anymore, right? And we are talking about something about the model. So some of the explanation here. The parent view creates the model. Why state object here? Because this parent needs to create and own. So parent owned that model. On the other hand, child then observed. So we have put here, instead of this, we need to put at observed. Parent model. very nicely. And then we have also not only one, because this is a multiple, right? So I want to do so rather than having this, put text, and then friend views. This is a title, right? And the font is a title. Title 2, maybe. They're smaller. And because I want to do more than that, so I want to do here v stack vertically. Spacing, maybe 10. And I want to include all of them in this container. So I have one more text. So I would say fields of, and I want to display of those. In that case, we use for each and model.field of interest, and then ID equals backslash dot self, right? It can be identified by that ID. And I name it each of those. So I can say value in and text val. Trying to show to you not necessarily item, but this is my local variable. So I can say in this case val. Fine. Okay. So far, see what's happening. Oh, we already had it here. I want to show that here a little bigger. So parent name, Mercy, parents major, cyber, friends view, fields of interest. So list of those fields of interest, cyber, AI, and Linux. Now parent can see cyber, which is the last text of the parent views. This in the middle, those 3, 4 lines are from this. Now we want to practice a button. There is one of the powerful UI. So you can say add interest, add a field. And then this is action here. Oops. Here. So what we do by opening that, we can do model dot field of interest. I want to append new field, append. This is something that we can make it available for a user to enter, but we can do, for example, only press that button, it should work. Automatically Swift. So I can run this. There's add field. When I add this field, then Swift comes. When I add more and more, it doesn't really care about the availability of the previous, but simply add it, right? That's okay. As far as this code itself. So we know the button. When this button is clicked, then this can be added and appended. This can, with this fixed value, hard-coded value. So instead of this, if we say you can enter more, we can do that, right? So how can you do if you want to add it? Yeah, we can do text field. So I want to make here, not here, this add field. So I want to make this horizontally. So one left, there is a something text field and then button. Okay. So make this, you can make another horizontal, right? So H stack, and then spacing, maybe 10, and then open that and close that. So instead of a button, we need to use a text field. Oh, we need this, yeah. So button is on the right side, and left side so we have to put before that we need to have text field. Text field and some of the notes. So more fields. And then text. No. We have to close that. And then we take that as a variable, say new field. And that new field needs to be appended. Yeah, then we have to make a new field that should be changeable. So we have to make this state variable, new field, initially empty. So new field is okay. If we want to make that text field make a border, then text field style, text field style. Okay. Let's see what happens. Then we have text field here and add field. You can add, for example, Machine learning. Add. Machine intelligence. Add and add more, right? If we want to make this instead of the horizontal like this, but there is another thing that you could do, that is a section. Okay. So I want to put here a section, and section has a section head. Section header. Yeah, section header. Yeah, simply section header. And text. Add a field. That's good. And then we can put the font, this text font, and then title 3. If we want to make a background style, and then say black, blue, brown, cyan. Okay, let's put cyan. See here, from here, it's not really clear that you can see, right? Because it's yeah, I want to make it. This also needs to be changed. Yeah, maybe some other sections, but I wanted to see what section can do. This is a vertical and horizontal. When I do section, it could be like, oops, why? Section. I want to put here something. Divider. Why this is big? I think we need to put here still horizontal. I'm gonna put here text. And then I can say font. The size of font is a footnote size. And after that, horizontal step. Spacing 5. Then these two things, button here, and I'll make one more.
I think you need to use font.
No, you see there is the section that you. I have the divider here. There's a divider. divider, and this is a text, and this is a footnotes,
I think,
small things.
but I think sections has to be inside a form.
No, not necessarily. Maybe, yeah, maybe so. Let's see. So what I did here, that this is what I'm doing right now, right? Lab 1, and I explained that here. This we already done, right? 3 of those. These are shared models. We'll do this navigation next. Oh, navigation stacks that we parent view navigations. No, we don't do that yet. Where am I? This is a lab 1. Oh, already? Okay. So state objects that we do, navigation stack, that is something that we go to next field. But right now, this is okay, and we can extend more. The way that I can do here, like this. When I click this, then it goes to next. So how can we do? In order, and in this case, I need to get some of the explanation of this, each of these that I had here. That is a lab 2. What is a lab 1? Lab 1. I think this much is a lab 1. Okay. So we done lab 1. And lab 2, let's move. Some of the slide misplaced. This should be in the next lab 2. Navigation 1's lab 2. Let me explain navigation here. If we want to do like from one page to another page, when you click some here, I have a field, right? Multiple field of interest. AI, Linux, cybersecurity, those are the fields. Is this Chase Bank? Two one two here, 212, right? Yeah, 212. Oh, is the same font that I received this morning? Let me check. No, different number. Oh yeah, same number. I'll go later in person. Okay, this navigation stack, if you want to, for example, by clicking one of this field, here, friends, like here, if you want to click this, I want to make this clickable. This is the 3 fields, right? I want to click. Then it goes to next view where I can see the explanations. Okay? How can you do that? The first, the navigation, then you have to do 2 things. Navigation stack, as I said here, navigation stack. Inside, you can make a navigation link. Okay? In this link, you have to define some of the view definitions. Profile view, setting view. By clicking setting, by clicking profile, you can go to this another view. Everything should be inside the navigation stack. They should be stacked in this container, navigation stack. So navigation stack is nothing but container. Navigation link, that is a trigger, navigation trigger. So navigation link should be inside the navigation stack. That is one thing that I ask you to keep in mind. And then something that I need to do we have to create one more in the parent mode, which is the data. I can say, I can prepare more, okay? So here, parent mode, I can do at published, no, for published, and then field description, which is also nothing but like a dictionary in Python. So it'll be key is a string and the value is string as well. And then initially we could have, for example, Linux. Linux is the key because we have a Linux here. And I want to type that. Linux is an open source operating system widely used in servers, cloud, cybersecurity, tooling, and embedded system. Okay, that is one pair. And the other pair, say, what other? I have AI. So AI is artificial intelligence on building systems that can learn patterns, make predictions, and automate decision making. And then one more pair, I have cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, oh, it's already. Cybersecurity is the practice of defending information and systems from cyber threats, which can range from unauthorized access, theft, identity theft. Probably my identity may be stolen this morning, was some time ago. So I made this model. Model means the data. Data is a set. And then my parent access all of those, right? Because I create an object, which is called the model. Model is an instance of this definition, this class, parent model. And then this is lab 2. Okay, lab 2 to make it, no. Why this is something different? Okay, come back. I am confused this morning. Okay, so in this view, the parent view, I want to make a navigation stack. So make here navigation stack and open here, and close pending, and I think here. Okay. And then for this, I put here navigation link. Not, I think this is too. Okay, I want to, yeah, we'll do this, but a little later. Little more massages. Not following that, but I have the code that I made already. So this guy should be. Okay. So we have, what is this? Oh, we have to here variable field. Okay. And then I want to create the function for this class, this data class. I want to make a function. Func description. And I declare two names, for and field. Remember that when I create a function, I can make the variable name for internally used, variable names for externally used. So externally for, internally field, type of that is string. And then it can return string. And in that, I can give a field description. If someone says, hey, I want to see the description of that, then if here the double question mark means this function returns string. What can we return? We want to return the given that the parameter through for, we can internally, it is called the field. This is the same for the same variable. We have two different names, right? So internally we use the field. So given that field name, either security, AI, or Linux, then we can return this. That's what it is. We can return this. Otherwise, question mark means otherwise, we say no description available. Okay, that is very handy, right? This double question mark means I want to return. See, this is return. I want to return the first one if that is available. Otherwise, whatever I say next, you can say empty or you can say whatever. If you want to add another func, add field, I want to create add field, and then external name empty, and I can say the internally field, and that is string. and open and close. How can we enter? We want to enter, for example, field description. Simply this, we can enter something here, right? No, we can do add the field. This is not description, right? So we need to add the field. So field of interest. There we want to enter the field. That this is field name, right? Simply like this. And then we can say even further. Field is created. Field name is created, right? But field description is not created, so that we can give some the description. No description is provided. Or yeah, we can say here, no, nothing is provided yet. This is about the data. So in the data, we have 3 fields. Field name. One of field name is open array. Therefore, we can add more field. And each field we could have descriptions. To go next pages. And then here parent, model, and we have a stack, navigation stack, as we see. And then building, this is okay. And then here we need to put, say, list of each field. So we can say for each of the field of interest ID that okay, here inside here that I need to navigation. Well, before we do navigation, we can say text field now we have to here field in for each the model interest. This is a set, right? Set of interest field, and local variable I call it field, and I simply list it. And at this point, see what's going on. We didn't do much, but let's see how it looks like. Then we see here, I don't need this yet, okay? Well, later. So this, the bottom here was displayed from the friend. This is displayed from the parent. So parent has parent view, parent model. So from the parent model, for each of that field, we listed. Simply, the field name is listed there. Everything is now under that navigation stack. Okay, so I want to skip that. So right now we have this. And if we want to do a section, and then we can say fields of interest. And then put that inside the list. This is refreshed. Yeah, field of interest. And inside that is a section. Not much. Okay. And then we can do here, we can make a frame here. Height, say 200. Yeah, a little better. So let me put more. Maybe 300. We have more spaces here. Okay. And we can make some divider. And then I can put friend here and text. I want to make navigation. So each of this list here, I want to make this clickable so that it goes next. To make it, then we need to, for each, and here we make navigation link. And then field, which is a field, and model, which is a model. Navigation link. No, this is navigation link. This should be like this and that. This text field. Why this is not clickable? Okay, here we need to make navigation link, open and close, and then label. And this navigation link needs to do something. And at the end here, padding, we have to put their navigation title. Title, we say parent view. Okay. And when this navigation link clicked, then we have to do something, right? What we are going to show in the next page. That's what we need to say. Right now here, this is clickable, but we need to say something here, next page, right? When you click this and go there, and we need to do something. When you put here add, for example, I want to clean up something in the friend. We don't need to show this again, right? We don't need to show this again. So I'm not going to show that. It'll be shown. More clean. We can add more. Here, machine learning. And add the field, then goes into that field. When I click this, in the next page, I want to display what it is. That should be the way that we want to detail out that description, that we have to make another struct. Struct field detail view. That is another view. And we can add that. Therefore, so we say let field, that is a string. And also here, ObservedObject. Variable model, parent model. And then we can say variable body and then text field. Text descriptions. Before we do that text description, we need to do text field. That. And those things needs to be okay. And then this text field details needs to be called here. Okay, this text field field detail view has two variables, field and model. Those needs to be say here. So in the navigation link, we need to do field detail view, and the field is field, and the model is model. So when I try to see what it is, I have that. So when I go to cybersecurity, it gives me cybersecurity explanation. When I click AI, it goes to AI and AI explanations, and Linux explanation. When I add more, for example, machine learning, and add field. When I click machine learning, no description available. That's what we defined, right? When I add the field, we can add that field. The description is not yet available, right? We can make this detailed view more nicely, so we can do more. Right now we have only two things: text and then descriptions, the field name and descriptions. So we can do, for example, make a section here. And then we can say selected field. Open, and that is section closed. I would say this is something make it I would say font title 2. Oh, no. So many calls. I do not know why. This assistance doesn't help in this case. I want to make it bold. Bold. Okay. And I want to make right. I'll make another section. Description. And what is this? Typo view cannot conform to view. Only concrete. Oh, this is for, this is for the text, not for the section. So we make a section here. Yeah, bold should be open-ended. Okay. Let's see. So AI, selected field AI, description is this. If I put this in list,
I think we would form it better.
maybe, let me try list first, and then we can make form. This is a list. You set a form. Similar. Okay, form. So we put here, for example, machine learning. Add field, machine learning, then the description is available, right? Okay, let me get recap what we have done. There is a navigation stack. and I make a list from here. The other list, all that in the section. You can make a form, and then for each the field, for each field, I call that the local variable field, and then I set the navigation link for that text field. The label, I listed the label, like here I listed the label. For each label, then there is a navigation link. The action for this navigation link is another coding blocks. I call that struct field detail view. This coding block, I declared the struct field detail view. There's another view, because when I go there, then there is another view, right? In that another view, I declared the two variables, field and models. And using that field and model, I put the field name there, and then from the model, I put the description, right? This is what I made in the second view. In order to call this struct, because I declared the two variables here, this is very simple. When I do this, I declare that once, and then when I put here, then automatically it says either you want to do this, or this is an interface, so-called. You want to with that interface. When I click that, then it says, what is the first? This is when I call this like a function. This is an external name. External name for here. External name for field. External name for model. But internally here, which one that you want to plug here? I want to plug field is field model that I made here, right? So model is model. This is a model. What's a field? Field that I already here declared the field, right? If you want to make this fill, find here FIEL, and then you have to say FIEL. Once you have that, then you can run it and go to Linux. Okay, that's what we've done. Finally, one more. We've done that. Autofill with Wikipedia. So we want to put some Wikipedia data there, okay, which is nice, right? So there is I will put that here. When you get the data from Wikipedia, then we can make it that description bind. In that binding, there are two things: get and set. Get the data from the current field description. If it is available, then you can get that data. Or you can show that. And if you want to reset it, then there's a get and set. Two different things. I explained that here. So binding is kind of some type, binding type. I want to make that binding type. So rather than having the instantiate this class binding, I want to simply, rather than assign that instantiation to another objects, I simply instantiate it here so that I call that binding and then get and set. Get and set, this is something like a value, right? So that get value, actually this is a function inside. So I can get the current description. If it is available, I can get current description. There's a double question mark. If it is available, I want to use. If it is not, simply empty. When I set it, I can set it into that field description, whatever the first available. Why I'm doing this, using this, is because from the Wikipedia, when I get the data from that internet Wikipedia, some data comes in, then I can get that value. If there are multiple other values come in, then you can make something else, whether I want to use $1, $2, $3, but in this case, whatever it comes through the internet in JSON file, JSON format, I want to use the first value from that JSON data that can be into the description so that I can swipe. For example, here, I make something here. So go to Wikipedia and it can come in. So override this, whatever I put there, or I can still use it. Particularly if there is something that I enter new, say machine learning. Back here, there's no nothing. So I want to display, I want to add something that I can get from the Wikipedia. So there is a code that I provide to you here. Main actor, you simply use it, but I can explain here. This is a function, autofill from Wikipedia functions. There's two names for the variable in the string. Asynchronous throws, which means it's not synchronously done, right? Because that is the separate internet actions. So we make it asynchronous. And then we can make it, we can get the title. Let title equals field dot adding percent. This is not something that we defined. This is something I explained here. Percent encode, this is a function. Take the string. If there is any space, then I want to make it put this percent to 20 for space. If there is a plus sign, instead of a plus sign, I put that percent in 2b. Why do I need that? When you access the internet, some of the internet URL, internet URL doesn't allow you to put the white space, or it doesn't allow you to any special characters. In that case, you have to convert. You can add the percent sign instead of that the space. If we have space here, then there will be the internet. The access error in this address. When you form this address, see here, this is my address. Address that I'm going to use is this: https://en wikipedia.org API This is the exact same one that we can get JSON data from the cloud. So that is API, and then the REST AI. This is a JSON provider, and then page. I want to get the summary data, and then I put some title. Title is nothing but the field name. So I can say AI, then I will get something about AI. Okay. Oops.
So if you're writing machine learning, you're supposed to write machine and learn a person.
That is the reason, right? Where is it?
I have a question about that.
Hold on just a second. I lost. Where is it? Let me redo. Give me a sec. Let me explain this first. Okay, all the way here. AI, then you can get that, right? But for machine learning, then it shows, in this case, yeah, sometimes it works. Well, yeah, automatically. See here? You need to make this. This address, when I type it, then it is okay because this is intelligently, this guy put their %1020 automatically, right? How can I do that in coding? That's what I do here. Adding % ending. Automatically, if there is a, for example, machine learning, there is a space, then it goes, it automatically put their %20. Not only this, if there's a plus sign, then %2b, and more. There are a few different cases that cannot fit in the format of the URL. So we add that. And your question?
My question was, is this like a fixed that every URL would have the
yeah, there's a protocol. Yeah, URL naming should be combined with that rule. Otherwise, it doesn't go through all the way.
The rule is the % sign and then to something.
Yeah. That is a standard. That is standard. It's not my fixing. It is standard. Otherwise, the server cannot take it.
Yeah, but like I was thinking, if I made my own, right, and then instead of spacing, using this, I want
it cannot. No, because server doesn't respond to that.
No, I mean like I make my own server, and if I
even so, that is a URL format, right? Address. Yeah. When you put address doesn't. It has
to follow the norm.
It is from the web server. Web server. If you build your own web server, maybe possible. But if you simply install the web server, for example, Apache 2, or Apache 2 that we do, right, usually for academia or for formals. If you are working on Microsoft, then Microsoft has its own web server, right? Not many web servers available in the world. I think there are two things. Either you go to Microsoft or Linux and Unix, then there's Apache 2. Both agreed to that. So once you clean that up, then you can get to this URL, then you can get the data. So we will get the data here. From that URL, you can get the data. Data plus something else. As you can see here, there's a type machine learning space, ID, text, canonical, there's a page, what else? There's extract, so you will see this. So something that we want to get is for that extract. Look at this, somewhere here, extract. So I want to something from that here. Wikipedia can return extract for the summary text. So I want to get only something. Extract is the key. What is the value for that extract? Everything from the, I think this is an extract. The other one is extract HTML, if we want to display that in HTML. But we want to display the text only. Okay? So you simply copy this. Okay? I explained the sum here. So URL type is the top data and URL response. So we take that data only. And from that data, we decode it. And that decoded, from that decoded, we can extract. Okay. And then decodable. Decodable is a Swift protocol that allows the struct to be created automatically from JSON data. So I want to create a struct from the return so that I can use it. So with that, see how we can do. So I'm going to what I'm going to do, I am going to copy and paste something that I already had to save time, right? Or to save my mistake. The one that I prepared, D1 to see, probably here. I made that already. Oh, by the way, one more thing that we need to define. This one should be defined. Let me open this for you to read. Probably I can show that. This thing that needs to be check. What happens here when you go? Let me show it to you. Without that and with it, okay? Your iPhone, for security policies, doesn't allow access internet by default. By default, it is blocked. But if you say, hey, I want to allow my iPhone to access the internet, you have to, according to the regulation, your code needs to ask user to see user agreed. Not only that, you see many other cases, right? If some of the apps, sometimes it can ask you to agree if that want to access your, for example, cameras or your albums, photo albums. You see some of those, right? So that needs to be set. But let's see, without setting, see what happens. Therefore, what I want to do here, I want to see some, I want to copy something. Here, this is a main actor, so I want to copy this main actor. That Wikipedia. And this one is, as I explained, after you have this autofill from Wikipedia, then we need to make a that wiki summary in the type of decodable. In that way, that JSON data can be formed in the struct format. Okay, that's what so I want to make it somewhere here. That is defined. And this guy had an error. See what happens. Self in scope. Did you in the type of this ordinary? Oh, I have one more there. Oh, this is coming from probably here. Is it? Field descriptions. I have field description. So this guy has maybe field descriptions. Here I want to make it smaller, singular. Okay, so calendar. Then what do I need to do? I made that. Navigation title done and detailed. Oh, okay. So detailed description, detailed view. I need to handle that also. This is okay. And then detailed view. Right now, my detailed view is simply this. So I need to have something here to go to the internet, right? So that is the detailed view. Let me explain here. Right now, my detailed view is very simple. I have two variables, field and models, and then those two field name there, and then if that field has a description, then we have the description here, right? So that's simple. This is a new version that we need to have not only field and model, and I can make two additional variables to set whether it is. So I want to make here two more variables, is loading or error messages. Okay. And in here, in the list, I made the form section, fine. Text, the field, okay, which is, this is okay. And then description, I have that. And another one here, action. This action part, I want to make a copy of this. Some of the buttons. Let's see how far it is. So I want to make this up to that. Okay. So I want to make this section only the last section. This is one section, and here I want to make another section. Action. Descriptions. Instead of descriptions, I have one singular description. Okay. And then a navigation title, because it goes to next. So I put this navigation title, just me here. The form. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's good. So I put here. Okay. Let's see. So for example, AI. Oh, nice. I have two actions, right? So two buttons. In the actions, button 1, which is this, clear descriptions. Clear description, and I put that in the trash. Simply into that field, I put the empty. And the other one, the other button, this is important. Fill in from Wikipedia. Then I have a task to do. Activate that autofill from Wikipedia function and wait. If there is something exceptional happens, then we enter the error messages. So if that error message is null initially and loading is true, and we do this, if there is an error, then we put that error messages. After this is done, we can say loading is done, right? This is a loading, yes. And after after this is done, then we can say it's false. Simply that much it does. So back here, when I do this auto filling, then there's a new ones came, right? If I want to clear this description, that's fine. And go back here. And when I come back, this AI, because the AI descriptions is from the hard-coded. So, oh, this is all. I thought this is still available. There's a complete. Oh, yeah, completely. Yeah, as far as this this memory, this session is available because this is memory itself. Yeah, when I rerun, then we'll get the new the previous ones because it is hard coded. So this is really important if we do here the new sessions, machine learning, add field, and machine learning. Right? I am curious. Remember that I said that is info needs to be set. As I said here. No, I didn't say that here. If you see, not this. If you see the file here, and there is a p list. There's a property list. I didn't set up here, but this guy can go to that internet. Actually, what we need to do, I opened that somewhere, right? Let me open it again. there is a app transport security settings. It's not set yet. Application security. It should be. Okay, so if you click anywhere here and then plus sign and then find out app transport security settings, I have here, right? Okay, hit enter, I set it and click this right arrow, then that is inside this, and then you can click that plus button. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to allow arbitrary load? Yeah, I want to get that, allow arbitrary load. Currently that arbitrary load is no, so I need to set into yes. In that case, looking at this, the key of that property is this, and allow arbitrary load, that should be yes. That's what we need to set here separately. After that, it should run. If it doesn't work, but for some reason it works here.
I think it's because you're using a simulator. So if you use an actual phone, we might need the input tag, but this is a simulator.
No, still emulator. Probably I set the same emulator that I used. Yeah, emulator, still you have to do that. Yeah, for the real device, of course you have to do. And then when I do something else, for example, computer science, and add that, and come here, there's no nothing, right? So that I can get that from the Wikipedia. The computer science is a study of something, right? Yeah. Okay, what else that I need to do?
I saw that you use main actor here, but didn't we already have a main actor? I thought we could only have one main actor in the whole app.
No, there is a main. It's not main actor. Right.
So what does the main actor do?
That's a good question. So let me see here what main actor can do. I wrote here.
Could we try like only editing the main actor and running it to see if there's a difference?
Yeah, that is good. Did I say here main actor? No. Right now it may not. See. Okay, here. Probably I need to confirm. But this, I know. This is a class. Inside this class definitions, the main actor there inside. So without this, we have to make it clean shots. I want to make into something different. Different emulator.
I think there was a small pause. Is that what we're saying? Without the main actor? There was a bit more loading. I think that's what I saw here.
You are talking about
Yeah, the main actor. That's
You can find out what the main actor can do from the internet.
I was thinking if you use the main actor, you're actually already calling the function, if I understand right.
Let's see. Is it one word?
Yeah.
One word. That is Gemini. Main actor is a special global actor in Swift. Guarantees that annotated code will run main thread. So it's one of the threads. It's clearly it's because all user interface update must occur on the main thread too.
It's a smoother experience. I think that's what I saw. With and without the main actor, we could see the loading.
Right.
A bit more. The loading view, I could see it.
Right. Yeah. How to use. So without declare this, it can work. But if you want to make it global, then do this. This is not the critical like main. Main is clearly you need to decide which one is entry points of your app. But main actor, as it says, how to use, why main actor?
Also, if you define the main actor in the view, is it for the whole view or is it just for whatever is defined right after it? Like the only class defined after it, or if you define multiple classes, will still work with the same.
Yeah, I think this is declared in one class, but it could be used by other classes because it can put it up to the global. That's what it says here. So why then? Essential because all user interface update must occur on the application main thread. So it goes to that. If we say main actor, then it's not only applicable within that class. It could be within that application, crossover many classes. That thread can be solved.
But it has to be the specific thread that is already classified as a main actor.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're using other threads, you have to classify them as main actor as well. If you want to use it simultaneously, or would that not work?
Nice. It doesn't say about simultaneously or asynchronously. It doesn't do that. But that thread can be used by
multiple.
Yeah. So without right now we have only one. This app is not really busy at all. So no big difference in this case. Only one class, right? But if you have multiple classes in your app, you could access from one class, from another class. They may access to the same Wikipedia. Then somehow, rather than create that thread separately, to make it more efficient, this guy wants to make a one thread and shared by many among those classes. I think this is only for that efficiency issues. The global actor ensures that annotated code automatically run on the main thread. So thread there's some priority of the threads, but if you say main actor, then maybe it's, yeah, somehow, yeah, some efficiencies. Preventing data races, crashes, unpredictable behavior that occur when UI accesses from the background thread. Right. So if it's the main actor, then it never go into the background thread. It is always foreground threads. So it is available. Good question, but it's very hard to here at this level, hard to see the difference. Okay, let's see what else that I prepared. I forgot to prepare that main actor. I should say something like this. I didn't see much. This is lab 3. This is what we did. Okay, this is done. Okay. So the homework from this today's class is I want you to make this the last. Okay. You can exactly the same as we covered in class. Just do the same as I did in this class. At your side, I want you to practice it rather than simply viewing it. Take time and do some work that we've done and you have 3 views. So you can enter this to add more and click any of this, then you can come here. And by clicking this, that can be added. Okay? So this homework is just practice that we have done in class. Any other questions? Okay, then I will see you. Oh, by the way, next week, Mercer University has a faculty seminar day. Fortunately and unfortunately. So all the classes that are before 4 o'clock on Wednesday, one Wednesday in each semester, we have a faculty seminar day. Oh, you don't receive any such things?
No.
Or is it optional? Sometimes, even if you don't, well, I think we can continue to work. Sometimes what they did for Wednesday morning class, because that one session is missing, we have to do extra after the semester. Then I called the students to come on extra. You don't want that.
You could just make I was actually gonna say that I'm not gonna come next week. So if that happens, it's even better.
So only one thing that I could do is that I can record that and put it on. Put it on the next Wednesday sessions, because during that time, our class time, there's the faculty seminar day. So I'm not available.
That works for me. That's perfect.
But thing is this. Sometimes the university asks us to give you one more extra lecture after, during final exam to make up.
But if you're already submitting a recording, so wouldn't that still be like a class? So it still should count as a class.
I think so. That is online. Online is
So it should be fine.
Do you want to continue to move, or you need to take a one-time slow rest? We can go further and further.
You in this class?
Yeah, this class. So next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, then let's move. Okay, continue to move. Okay.
So,
But we're not going to meet here
yeah,
next Wednesday.
that's